So this is a continuation from the previous video where we've set the team up. So what we want to do now is we want to create an assignment for the pupils. So again, I'm logged in as the staff user. I've got a couple of options now. I can upload some documents into this files section if I wanted to. I can also create a new folder or a new document from here. So I'm going to create a new Word document. Give it a name and we'll call this Friday afternoon test. So as you can see, it's now opened the document and it has opened it into a stripped down version of Word. What you may find with the current situation, as I'm recording this, we are in the midst of the coronavirus outbreak and lots of people are working from home. And Microsoft are turning this feature on and off to work within Teams on a Word document. So it may just open up into a blank document and you may have to click on open in either the web browser or open in the Word app. They have been turning this on and off as the infrastructure has had to deal with the influx of people home working. But yeah, as you can see here, it is in the stripped down version of Word. I can now create that document, question 1, question 2, whatever. And then I can click close. You'll see the file is in there. If I now go to assignments and get started, I want to create a new assignment. So I can create a quiz. This uses Microsoft Forms. But for now, we'll just do an assignment. So give the assignment a name, Friday afternoon test. I can create and add categories if I wanted to. And then I'll give the pupil some instructions. Now what I can do is add resources. If we're doing a Friday afternoon test, for instance, we could have gone for a quiz, which would be a Microsoft Forms form, and we can ask questions in that and pull the data in. What an assignment allows us to do is be a bit more in depth. So if I click on add resources, I can click on where it says Teams, and I can look at the Year 16, Documents, General, and there's the document that we created. I could also upload the document from this device, so if I've already created it, I didn't have to add it into the files, I could add it now. So I'll just add that document. You may get a pop-up there saying by default students can't edit this file. To change their permissions, click more options here, which is the 3 little dots. And if I click on the 3 little dots, you'll see students can't edit it. So it is just something for them to read, or they can edit their own copy. I can then add some more resources. So if I wanted to reference a web page, I could go to link, put the link in and give it a description. If there's something in the class notebook that I wanted to refer to, if there's another file of any description I wanted to refer to, I can add all these as resources into the assignment. I can then decide whether this has any points associated to it, so I'll give it 100 points. Some of you may use rubrics, which you can add to this as well. So I can upload one or I can do a new one, and as you can see, you've got the excellent, good, fair, poor, and you can put the descriptions in there. I can now assign it to all students, or I can actually select specific students to assign it to. And then when do I want the due date to be? So I'm recording this on Thursday the 16th, it's 1:45, and it's already defaulted to the following day at midnight. I can obviously change that to whatever I want. I can also, if I click on edit down there, I can schedule this, so I can prepare all my assignments in advance but not schedule them to appear for everyone for say a month or on a particular date or whatever. I can then set a close date, so things have to be in on a particular date, or you can just leave it blank, and although it's got a due date, it will allow them to hand it in late. And then I simply click assign. You'll see that as a member of staff I've got an activity to say that the assignment has been set. If I go to Beatrice's, here's Beatrice's. In her activity window, she will have a notification to say you've been set an assignment, and she can click View Assignment. It will give them the title, the instructions, the due date, and the possible points. Here's where it becomes very useful. She can then click on Friday afternoon test. There is the questions. This was one of the things I was talking about in the web browser. It's not the stripped down version. It's just showing you what the document looks like. But if we click on Edit Document and Edit in Browser, and Beatrice can just type in the answers. You'll notice I'm not clicking Save at any point. It's saying there saving, and it will say saved. When it's done, don't have to click anything, and she can click Close. So she can do a bit of work on it, leave it, come back a few hours later, do some more work on it. When she's ready to hand it in, she just clicks Hand In. Gets a nice little animation. And then if I go back to the member of staff and I view the assignment, you'll now see that Beatrice has handed it in. If I click on that, I will now see her document. I can click Edit in Browser. This is part of the thing I was talking about with the coronavirus and them limiting what you can do. Normally it just opens straight away into an editable version of Word, but you're having to go through and just click that link just because of the load on the servers. But what I can do now is make adjustments myself. I can go to Review and I can highlight things and add comments. I can give Beatrice a mark and I can return it. Beatrice then, when she logs back in, it will tell her it was returned. She can click on that document, see my comments, see anything I've put in, work on it again, and when she's done, hand it back in. And again, a couple of hours later, I come back in, I see that it's been handed in. I've also got another box over here which is the enter feedback, so I can just enter some feedback into there, return that, and then Beatrice, when she logs back in, can see the feedback. As I say, could click on the document and see any feedback in the document, and could rework it and hand it in again, or be quite happy with the 50 marks. So as you see, for a member of staff, every time we go back into the assignment, we can see how many we have to mark and how many have already been marked. Once the assignment's finished, we can export the information to Excel, and it'll tell us what marks have been given to what students and what we put in the feedback box. And then if we click on grades, we can get a list of all the students and a list of all the marks they got for each individual assignment, and I can export that to Excel as well. So that becomes like our mark book. So that's a brief overview for using assignments within Teams.